Hi, this is Lily for Help, the Health Empowerment Lifestyle Program, and today we're going to bring you the next tip in the Passover e-course. Today we're going to be talking about what it means when you're going to spend the entire holiday by family, the unique challenges that are involved in being a good guest long-term and still trying to maintain your own personal health goals. Sometimes our families aren't as health aware as we are. And unlike with friends where you can eat something before you go and know that you have a fridge or freezer stocked with healthy options when you get home, when you stay with family, especially over a long holiday, your choices are really limited. So let's talk about the best strategies to make sure that you feel good and successful, again, while being a good guest and not being too demanding on your hosts. So the first thing is to breathe. To know that it's going to be okay and you can handle this. You're not going to sabotage yourself. You're not going to undo all your hard work in terms of getting healthy over one holiday. So that's number one, is to relax, to know and be confident that you're empowered to handle the situation. So let's start at the beginning with the large meals. How do you handle the large meals where you're sitting for a long time and there's a lot of food on the table, perhaps, that doesn't meet your health standards? So the first thing to do is to focus on the company. This is your family. These are the people you love. That's why you're visiting them for the holiday. So it's important to really focus on the relationship and building that relationship. And so as awkward and annoying and frustrating as family can be, you love them. That's why you're there. So this is what I suggest and what I've had to do myself. You sit back in your chair, cross your legs, scooch away from the table. Even put your fork and knife on your plate. Sit back from the table, make a physical, removing yourself, and then focus on talking. Again, it really helps to bring in that holistic element, focusing on the love, the relationships, bringing in a divrei Torah, singing a song, starting the conversation. And again, it puts you in a place where you can't hide in your food, which a lot of times, especially with family, is the real crux of the issue. Maybe we're in an argument with our mother. Maybe there's conflict with an in-law. It doesn't matter. You have to try to find the positive in that moment and really be a part of the meal in a positive way. Again, and when you're feeling happier and more positive, nobody's going to mind that you're not having seconds or thirds. The second thing is what to put on your plate. You want to make sure that you have a normal sized plate, and then you want to divide it into 4 segments. Half should be filled with vegetables, and the other half could either be all protein or all carbs or half and half. And that depends on what you want from that meal. So take a look around, see everything there is, and it doesn't matter if it's perhaps made with ingredients that you wouldn't choose at home. If you stick to that one plate and fill half of it with vegetables, even if the salad dressing on the salad isn't to your level, you will be just fine. Okay? The second thing is to open up the conversation if you feel comfortable with your family and say, listen, I'm not on a diet, but I am trying to watch what I eat in terms of sugar for my health and saturated fat for my health. So it's really important to me that if it's possible, if you could leave me some salad without dressing on the side so I can do it myself, or little things like that. Again, where they don't have to change their menu, but they can give you the option of dressing the salad yourself. And if that's not possible, like I said, just stick to the one plate. Drink lots of water, and you know you're going to be just fine in terms of fullness. Again, between meals, there's always some vegetable or fruit in the fridge, and if not, even if you're at someone else's house, you can always go to the supermarket before Chag and get yourself a bowl of fresh fruit to keep in your room if you're staying somewhere else. The other thing that's really important is I always bring gum when I go on vacation to friends or family. I always bring sugar-free gum or also sugar-free sucking candies. And what that allows me to do is I keep them in my pocket. And if I sit back at the table and I see that just sitting around so much food for so long is a challenge, even for the healthiest person who is so good at eating only when they're hungry. It doesn't matter. It's a visual stimulus. You see the food, it triggers an appetite. So again, that's when you put the gum in your mouth or the sucking candy, and again, you have something, you're participating, you enjoyed the food. Make sure to really compliment your host on what you liked. They're not going to notice as much as it takes. It's, oh, I'm just so full. It was so good. Leave it at that. And remember to drink lots and lots of water. The second part of being a good host is those in-between time, being a good guest in those in-between times. And again, going to the grocery store in advance and picking up some nuts for your room. And again, just if you buy, an extra couple cucumbers to keep in their fridge, no one's gonna mind. An extra bag of salad to make sure that in between meals you have very low calorie, high density nutrition snacks that are going to help you, because the biggest challenge with a holiday meal isn't the meal itself, it's the way we expand our stomachs, so that as the holiday goes on, we're sicker and sicker of food, and yet we're hungrier and hungrier, and we can't imagine how we can get to a meal 3 hours later and still be hungry. Well, because our stomach and our impetus to eat expands as we eat more. So making sure that you keep those portions small, drink lots of water, and have the gum and the vegetables in between meals is going to help you to keep your serving size down, feel confident and comfortable that you can enjoy the food that your family has prepared. The other challenge when you're eating out at friends and family is dessert. There's a lot of it. You may sit around it for a long time depending on your family custom, and you know that it's full of the most poisonous ingredients possible. The white sugar, the white flour, the margarine, the food coloring, all those wonderful things that you don't eat anymore or that you've really reduced. So how do you deal with it? And not everyone has fresh fruit on the table also. Again, if you're in a situation where you can offer to make a fruit salad and participate, that's great. Everybody will benefit. And again, you're not doing it to proselytize them, to make them eat healthy. You're doing it to show them how much you enjoy and how good you feel when you eat well. And I promise you, anytime you bring out a fruit salad, it's always eaten just like the cakes and cookies. Because when people have healthy choices in front of them, they're much more likely to take them. If preparing a fruit salad and offering to help isn't an option, you're with family you're not comfortable with or they're not open, then the next thing to do is to learn to love tea. If you don't love tea already, it's worth learning to love it. You can, again, purchase your own tea beforehand, or if your family, most people have tea in their house, always ask for a hot cup of tea. First, drink the cup of tea, all gone. And then take a look around. Is there a dessert that's really worth it? Your mother's famous Passover apple cake that you just can't get enough of? Take a piece, enjoy every single bite of it, and try to limit dessert to one meal a day. So no matter whether it's the afternoon meal or the evening meal, try to limit it that way. And in terms of going out and doing tiyulim or doing day trips, if you haven't brought food with you because you're not in charge of packing and people are happy to just go get ice cream, then again, make sure that you pick the best choice there possible and you get the smallest serving. So if there's only ice cream, a very small scoop, and if you have options like ice cream or frozen yogurt or sorbet, you're better off going with one of those two rather than the ice cream itself. So again, and always keep it to the smallest possible portion size. It doesn't matter if it's the frozen yogurt or the ice cream. It's a lot more about sugar and saturated fat than in the difference in calories. So you really want to make sure you always stick to that small 4-ounce serving portion and enjoy it. Know that there will be more food coming. Those are the most important tips for being a good guest and still being able to maintain what's important to you. I'm going to put here below a little shopping list of the things that I buy when I go to family, whether they're health conscious or not, just to know that I can feel confident eating whatever they prepare because I have these foods to get me through in between meals Again, if I get hungry because I've eaten a smaller portion at the main meal, or just because our appetites grow over the holiday, especially because we're sitting around more, we're at home more. So these are the key things that you can buy, and they're available no matter where you live. In Israel and the United States, you can always get them at any major grocery store. So good luck. Have a wonderful time with your family, and really cherish how lucky you are to be around family this holiday. The freedom from and freedom to tip for being with family over the holiday is freedom from constant worry and stress about what other people prepare for you, and freedom to feel confident in making special requests within reason, and even more so, going to take care of yourself, being empowered to go to the store, pick up a few things you need, and make it work for you. Have a wonderful Passover, and I'll see you in the next lesson.